So we got the undefeated contender, no longer a prospect, 19-0, 15 KOs, Mr. Jesus El Mono Ramos. How you doing, man? How you
Good,
doing, man?
bro.
Good, man.
Good to
It's
be on your show.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for being on there, taking the time out of your day to, chop it up with your boy. Man, it's been a
Right.
while since I've seen you, bro. I think the last time I saw you was like February around there before you went to
If I
Vegas for your
wanted,
training
yeah,
camp, bro.
training camp, yeah.
Man, how you been, man? I know after your fight you took some time off with your family, much
Yeah,
needed time off. How you been?
good. We went to Mexico. We had a vacation with my family. Went to go visit them, and yeah, we took some time off. Rested. I kind of hurt my shoulder, stuff like that. Just things, nothing too severe. Just
Hmm.
things that needed to be rested.
Hmm.
And yeah, now we're back in town and we're back in the gym,
Oh, it's good.
looking to get ready. Get back
Yeah,
in the
man,
ring.
definitely. How was you fought your fight was in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
Was that your first time in New York? How was it?
It wasn't my first time in New York, but it
Uh-huh.
was my first time fighting in New York.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was different.
yeah,
It was pretty crazy, man. The crowd out there is good. A
yeah,
lot of people, a lot of fans, and you can feel the energy. It's almost like Vegas type
yeah.
of energy. Yeah,
Whoa. And I wanted to ask you too, bro. This was the most I've seen you in the media, like with people interviewing
yeah.
you. You was on a couple podcasts. How are you adjusting to like having cameras in your face? Where you're walking, people are coming up to you asking you the same questions over and over and over
Yeah.
again. How are you adjusting to that?
I mean, it's not. I can't tell you. I'm getting used to it
Hmm.
because it's not. I mean, I don't feel natural yet. I feel like
Yeah.
I got an interview. I kind of start, kind of answering questions in my head.
Hmm.
Getting myself ready for them. But yeah, it's different, man. It's
Yeah.
different. And I had a lot of interviews during training camp, and kind of had to, make time for them because
Hmm.
it's important as well. So I'm training, and then I still gotta make time for interviews. It's a lot of things, man. But I mean, it's
For
best
sure.
part of the way.
For
It's
sure. For
part
sure.
of part of the game.
And another thing I wanted to ask you too, now that, you got the camera in your face a little bit more, people are asking you a little bit more questions. They created, you fought, Luke Santa Maria and, he was coming off a win against your uncle. They created this narrative like, oh, you're avenging Abel's loss. Like he
Yeah.
was a damsel in the spread in the stress as if
Yeah.
like if the rematch had occurred, I think Abel
I
would have
would
won.
won. Yeah.
How did that bother you a little bit? Because I felt like, leading up to it, it felt like that was the narrative that they were pushing. And it was like they were kind of treating Abel like, oh, he was chopped liver,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, he needs his nephew to come and save the day.
Yeah.
How did that feel? How did you kind of adjust to answering those type of questions, things like that?
Yeah. I always told everybody I didn't feel like Santa Maria beat my uncle.
Hmm.
And like you said in the rematch, I felt like Abel would have won.
Oh, for sure.
So I feel like it wasn't, I didn't feel like it was I kept telling everybody, I don't think he beat my uncle.
Hmm.
But he got the win.
Hmm.
He got the win that night. So it was my turn to fight him. And I mean, if people want to call it that I avenged Abel, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Abel's cool with it. I mean, Abel talked before my fight,
yeah.
and he was rooting for me, of course, my uncle, and
Yeah, definitely.
he's telling me I was gonna win, and so yeah, there was no hard feelings from nobody. It was
Yeah,
like it's business, man. It's
yeah,
business, and at the
yeah.
end of the day, it was a fight that was gonna sell more on that pay-per-view, and that's what we took it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, before we get off into the fight breakdown of how your performance went, you had Coach Larry Wade as your
yeah.
strength and conditioning coach. How was that? Was that your first time working with Coach?
It was my first time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How was that experience? Was it, I know in the past you've had training camps here. You
yeah.
trained with Crawford. How was that experience with Larry Wade in comparison to the other?
Everything. Yeah, no, he's good, man. He's a real good strength and conditioning coach.
Mhm.
He has everything planned out, according to your fight date. So, when a certain day comes, we're supposed to be at a certain weight,
Mhm.
peaking at a certain time. So I think everything was well planned out, and it helped me, and I was in shape. I feel like that was the most ripped I've looked for any.
You look,
I looked pretty
yeah,
shredded, and
yeah, exactly,
I
bro.
felt good. I felt good.
Yeah.
And yeah, he helped me a lot. We were supposed to work with him for my last fight with Vladimir now. And
Yeah.
it's not my latest fight, but my last fight.
Yeah.
And but it was in December. We went back in December for training. We were in training camp. A lot of people weren't.
Mhm.
I don't think he was in town, so we never
Yeah,
connected.
schedules get
Yeah,
mixed up.
yeah.
Yeah.
But for this one, yeah, everything worked out perfectly, and
Good.
yeah, we were
Good.
working.
Okay. Okay. Is he somebody you're gonna have in the future as well? Like, is that something that
Yeah,
you're gonna keep him around as far as
definitely.
yeah,
As right now, we're not sure where my next training camp is, but if
yeah.
it's in Vegas, we're working with Larry Wade.
Oh, for sure,
Yes, sir.
for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. And I remember, I think it was fight week. I think it was before your weigh-in. I saw you. I think you were on Snapchat or Instagram. He was working out. I was like, oh, he had his Wheaties, bro. You look
Yeah.
strong, bro. You look
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Keep up
Yeah.
the good work. So
Thank you.
we're gonna get off into the fight break. Did you get a chance after your fight to relook at your
Yeah.
fight with him? How
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
times did you watch it? Just one time, just to see
Nah,
it,
nah, I
or
watched it a couple times.
watched it a couple times? I saw it a couple times too. I'll break it. I'll break down what I saw, and you can kind of like critique or tell me what I said wrong or what I'm saying wrong, and
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
go from there. But it was a 10-round bout with Santa Maria. First, you came out real sharp. Those first couple rounds, you came out pumping your jab, trying to get your distance, establishing distance.
Yeah.
There was one part of the fight where you pumped out like 6 or 7 straight jabs, boom, 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 constantly working. That was your emphasis early on in the fight.
Yeah.
Santa Maria, he did a lot of lateral movement. He looked like he was trying to fight. He looked like he was uncomfortable, but he was trying to fight in like spots. He was
Spot.
trying to fight like he was trying to see what you were throwing at him and fight in little spots. The adjustment came from me that I saw you make was it was midway around round three. You started coming to him with a high guard. And you started going to his body.
Yeah.
You started working his body every time he was in close. Boom, boom, banging to the body. There was a headbutt at the end of the third round. I don't know if that threw you off a little bit,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there was more than one headbutt. But that was like a significant one, where it's like you actually had a reaction. Was like boom, boom, but not like it affected you in the fourth round
Yeah.
or anything, but you kept that game plan going. He looked like he only had like kind of one type of just the movement and then fighting in spot, trying to pick and find his spots. You were the bigger guy, so that's understandable. You feel
Yeah.
me? About round seven, he started slowing down. Then you started getting your shots off a little bit. When you started standing your ground a little bit more, and you started letting your shots off, and then you ended up. I think you cruised to the victory
Perfect. Yeah.
the last 3 rounds. What did you see? What was your breakdown? How did you go about the game plan in the fight?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. The first 3 rounds we came establishing distance. My jab was something we worked on a lot
For sure.
during training camp. I used to I think throw a hard jab in my other fights, and for this fight we kind of just varied my jab. Soft jab, hard jab,
Yeah.
feint jab. Little things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So just things to throw my opponents off, and that's what we're working on. Like you said, that the headbutt. There was a lot of them, man. There was
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Yeah.
There was one where he caught me in the ear.
Mhm,
He came down and then he came up and he caught me right here,
mhm.
and it was. I mean, the crowd at the Barclays was roaring, man. I could hear
Yeah.
everything. I could
Yeah.
I could see everybody. And then yeah, when he got me with that, it was like you unplugged a speaker. Like I was hearing everything and boom, and it was like boom, and then I just heard tee
Yeah.
right in my ear. So that, I mean, it threw me off, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna say for like a minute, I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit, like I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, and it was hurting a lot.
Yeah.
Like
Did you
it
rupture
was
it?
hurting. I don't think I think it was a ruptured eardrum. I haven't checked. I haven't
Yeah.
like got it officially checked out, but
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think I think I did rupture it.
Yeah, that's the symptoms of a. I had a ruptured ear like
Yeah,
2 years ago. That's the symptoms of a ruptured ear.
yeah, it hurt,
Yeah,
man. Like it
yeah,
was hurting a lot.
yeah.
And it was pretty bad, man. Like I was I was in the corner and they were putting water in my head,
Mhm.
and some of them would sneak through my ear,
Yeah,
and that shit would hurt all the way through my
yeah,
throat.
yeah.
So I was like, oh man, like that was kind of tough.
What round was that?
That was in the first 3 rounds, man. 3 to 4 rounds. Yeah, it was like the first three or
Mhm.
four rounds. And I think after that one that you mentioned, where I was like, he caught me right
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
and I was just like, what the fuck,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that was throwing me off, and that was the last one, and that's why I started sticking to my distance instead
Mhm,
of trying to press him.
mhm,
And but yeah, he had a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
mhm.
I think a lot of people don't give him credit for that. He was moving a lot. Um, I don't think he was trying to survive. I think he's more of a style.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like like to me, it's just he was trying to survive. He wasn't
That
trying to
makes
fight.
sense. That makes sense.
So to knock a guy out like that's kind of tough.
Mhm,
But I think I did what I was supposed to,
mhm.
and a lot of people, criticizing or whatever. I think they're going based off on what they expect of me,
Yeah,
which is knockout.
for sure.
But they're not going based off on what I gave them. I went 10 rounds with the guy that I feel like would beat most prospects right now,
Yeah,
and I feel like most 21-year-olds he would beat right now. I'm 21, man, and I think they're going based off on that.
yeah.
But they're not assessing what I gave them. But
Mhm,
that was like you said, I stuck behind my jab, in the later rounds, I kind of cruised. I was fighting off my back leg in
Yeah.
some occasions, which is rare because I have 15 knockouts in my 19 fights. So
Yeah.
automatically people think I'm a pressure fighter. I come forward, but I showed that wasn't the case. That I can box. Of course, the opponent wasn't worthy of me boxing because I didn't have like a pressure guy, coming forward guy, but I did it anyways. And I showed spots of it too, you know. So if in the future, if I were to fight a guy that was gonna come forward like that and more aggressive, I think I showed that I can handle it with my footwork and my jab.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
For
that's kind of my thing, you know. And I was upset, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. After the fight, because I wanted to knock him out,
Yeah.
and because I felt like I had let people down because you should have seen the crowd, man. You should have seen the crowd. It was electric, and I kind of wanted to knock him out, give the shot, or give the fans a better fight,
Right.
give a better show. And so I was upset with myself. I had to watch the fight a couple times, and then you know I started thinking, and that's the way it is, man. You know,
Yeah.
and in boxing, Danny Garcia once said, "We're the ones that get in there, and everybody
Yeah.
else,
For sure.
fuck them."
Yeah.
You
For
know, so
sure.
that's
For
the way it's
sure.
got to be
Yeah.
because people try to bring you down,
Yeah.
and I think it was working for the first day after
Yeah.
the fight. Like I was like, man, you know, I didn't look good.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of things happen before training camp and training camp before the fight, weight cuts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that happen. So, I mean, you got to applaud every boxer that goes in that ring. And like I said, assess me on what I gave you guys, you know,
Definitely.
not what you guys expected. Yeah, everybody expected a knockout, of course, when you see my record. But assess me on what I did and the improvements I made.
Definitely. Definitely. That was a lot. That was a lot of input you put there. I want to say this first. Kudos to you for keeping your composure,
Yeah,
because me personally going through a that type of injury,
yeah,
that messes up it. Like your equilibrium be off, everything. So for you to get that injury early on, and not to you didn't show any type of change in your game plan. You
yeah,
stuck
yeah.
to your game plan. You continue to press forward and ended up winning pretty easily. Kudos to you, bro. Because man,
It's tough.
man, bro, it's tough, bro. That's
Yeah,
tough. And then definitely what you said about, at the end of the day, you're the one in there.
yeah,
And I'll be honest with you. When I saw the fight, I told you, I
yeah,
mono and fo. That was my
yeah,
motto the whole
yeah,
leading up to it. But you're right. With the skills that you put on display,
yeah,
you you bro, it's undeniable that the skills are there. You feel
yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah,
Undeniable. So man, definitely kudos to you. It's just and I feel like a lot of, especially like, well, you're not a prospect anymore, you're a contender. But a lot of prospects coming up, they Edgar Berlanga, for example,
yeah,
he had what 15 straight first round knockouts.
yeah,
So everybody had an expectation of him, like, hey, he's gonna knock out everybody. He's ready for Canelo. He's ready for Benavidez. Then when he fights tougher competition and
yeah.
the KOs don't come, now it's like they throw him in the trash. Bro, look at what the skills that he is displaying. This is boxing. It's not the knockout.
Yeah,
It's not Tyson's knockout or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, I mean, like I said, I did think you were gonna get the knockout, but I've seen you in the gym. I've seen you work for years. I see the different wrinkles that you displayed, and
yeah,
you did display them that night. So
yeah,
it's for me, it's definitely like, oh no, like he let me down. It's like, okay, he didn't do this, but he did X, Y, and Z
yeah,
to the
exactly.
T.
Yeah,
Definitely. So it's like you and everything. You're at the end of the day, you're still 21,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
bro. Come on, man. Like you're still growing. You're still learning in this game. Like
yeah,
you said, that was that the biggest crowd you fought in front of?
yeah. It was actually, it was. It was, and I was. You know what? Back in when I was 18 and I fought at the Mandalay, that was the biggest crowd I had fought in.
Yeah.
And when I was about to walk out, I remember I had my uncle Abel,
Mhm.
my dad, and my cutman, and my tío Pain, Efren,
Yeah.
and we're about to walk out, and I remember they opened like the curtains a little bit so I can see out, and
Yeah.
everybody was there, man. Big crowd, cameras
Yeah.
everywhere. I was 18, man, so I looked back and I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I doing here? I don't want to be here.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't
Yeah,
want to
man.
be here, man. What
Yeah.
am I? I'm only 18. I
Exactly.
wanted to run. I
Yeah.
wanted to run away.
Yeah.
So that was like an extreme feeling for me, to go
Mhm.
out so young. And then with this, but it helped me because at the
For
Barclays
sure.
Center,
For sure.
I saw everything. And I just soaked up the energy, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's why I kind of wanted to give them a better show.
Yeah.
Everybody was pumped. But yeah, I mean, like I said, after the fight, it takes two to tango. It takes two to give a good fight.
Exactly.
So I did what I had to do. I believe I
Exactly.
did what I had to do. I got the win,
Yeah.
and hopefully we get into more entertaining fights
Oh,
down the road.
definitely, bro. Definitely. You were right on point with what you said about the crowd. Most people they never even fought in front of they
Yeah,
haven't fought in front of 5 people, let alone hundreds of people seeing, bro, like I remember um like just my first amateur fight and
yeah,
just 100 people and you're like, what am I doing? Like that same
yeah.
thought, like what
Same
am I
thought.
doing here, bro? And even sparring certain guys, like the first time I looked across and seen you, it was like, oh, this dude is, you know what I'm saying? He's undefeated. This those
All
all
those
those
stuff.
emotions
Yeah,
come and hit you at once. And for you to still go forward and still keep your composure, still put on a good show, bro, kudos to you, man.
yeah,
Especially
yeah,
being so young. It's oh man, I you nobody can explain that feeling
yeah. No,
unless you've been in that
exactly.
environment.
Yeah,
You feel
yeah,
me? So oof, oof, I'm getting chills like thinking about it. Just
yeah,
that
yeah,
those similar emotions of just fighting in front of people, not you put in all the hard work already,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then when it's time to show out and those bright lights hit, yo, some
Y-
people get that deer in the headlights look
Even
like,
then, like,
oh
yeah.
man, they did all the whole game plan goes out the window.
There's
You
a
feel
lot of
me?
fighters like that, man. There's a lot of gym fighters.
Hmm.
They look real good in the gym, but once
Yeah.
it kind of time to perform, they're not the same.
Hmm.
Just because of that, man, it's not easy. It's
Yeah.
not easy, man. You're nervous. Like you said, the media,
Hmm.
everything, all that, the interviews, everything on you. You got the intention. And then, you're about to walk out and you're like, you kind of reminding yourself, I'm ready. I did this,
Yeah.
I did that. And then when you see everybody just
Yeah.
roaring,
Right.
that's when you're like,
You feel that in your
oh
gut.
shit,
You feel that in
yeah.
your stomach, man.
You feel like everything just sinks in. And then,
Yeah.
but it's time to go.
Hmm.
It's time to go. You got to remind yourself why you're there and what work you put in and how you didn't cut no corners. And then it's time to go.
For sure.
But
For
a
sure.
lot of them, like you said, you're in the headlight. And
Hmm.
that's the downside to it,
Hmm.
fighting a lot in a big crowd like that. And it's crazy, man. But
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
we go through. A lot of things, like I said, a lot of things we go
It's a
through.
lot. Yeah.
It's a lot. A lot of people think it's easy. Just get up in there and bang with somebody. It's
Hmm.
not. It's a lot of things. And that's the fun part.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
getting in there and fighting, but you go through a lot.
A lot,
A lot,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah. Now, what you were saying about dealing with the media, the fans. Now that your exposure is over the course of the last few months, your exposure have shot up sky high. I don't know if you listen to other podcasts.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you listen to Sean Porter.
Sean Porter, yeah, I've
Did you
listened
hear
to
what
him.
he had to say about you right after your fight?
Not right after this last fight. After my last fight, I did, but not after this.
After
Not
this
right.
last
Yeah.
one, he has his little Porter. I'm giving him
Yeah.
free advertisement, but
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
does it on
Not,
Tuesdays, and
yeah.
then sometimes he'll go live right after fights.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he went live and he had some like constructive criticism of you right after your fight. He didn't, for one, he didn't like what you said about the post conference about what you said about Santa Maria moving,
Yeah.
and he didn't want to fight. In his head, he said that it seems that you have a problem with movers.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the things that he was saying. He also said that he did. I quote, Mono has to pick up the pace.
Yeah.
He had some things to say about like your punch selection, how it was the combinations are in tick tack tick tack tick. It's not
Yeah.
flow. I know you didn't hear it, but how do you? I mean, it can be good and bad because
Yeah.
you got Sean Porter, who was one of the one he might go down as one of the greats. You got his attention, and he has some criticism of you. How do you take that?
Yeah. Um, the part where what I said about him moving, I was kind of like I said, it was right after the fight, so I
Yeah,
was kind of upset with my performance.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
mentioned, I wanted to give a better show.
yeah.
And as far as the combinations go, he was moving.
Mhm.
He was moving and he was counterpunching, and that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. A lot of people don't give him credit for it.
yeah,
So if I would have committed to a long, like a five sequence combo,
mhm.
I would have got countered in the middle of it,
Yeah, and like
or I would have looked dumb. You would have moved,
yeah,
and
and
I would
like
have
like we talked about, he was looking for spots.
looking for
He was looking
spots.
for
Yeah,
moments where you're throwing combinations to counter.
to open
So
up. Yeah.
that definitely that makes sense.
So
That
I
makes
was.
sense.
That's why. But no, and those are things that I assess when I'm in there.
Yeah,
Like I do throw combinations. I'm very good at throwing
yeah,
combinations. I think I'm very creative with them. During sparring, I was getting really really creative with my combinations. But I mean, he can be ready for anything. But once you're in there,
yeah,
you gotta have Plan B, Plan C.
for
Because
sure.
I mean, I was expecting Santa Maria to move, but I thought he was gonna have instances where he kind of traded with me, kind of like he would do with my uncle, and that's where I was gonna pick my shots.
Makes sense.
But he wasn't. He wasn't. He didn't do that. So I couldn't really commit to a full combination because of that. Because he was moving, he was, I was throwing, and he was already trying to leave.
Yeah.
So kind of tough, and I didn't want to look like I didn't want to look like an amateur, just
Yeah.
throwing
Yeah.
combinations and having the guy all the way over here,
Yeah.
So that's why I was picking my shots the way I picked my shots. And but like you said, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good criticism,
Good. Good.
I know I have good combinations, so now my next fight is I just gotta show it,
Good.
and that way, Sean Porter will know, you know.
Good. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Was Santa Maria, was he better? Was he about better than what you thought, like, entering in? Did he display some things where it's like, oh, I can learn from that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's always important to take something from a fight.
Mhm.
You never want to fight and just be like, "Oh, what happened?"
Yeah,
What I
yeah,
learned.
yeah,
You always want to take something from it. And yeah, like you said, he was. I don't think he was better because I didn't underestimate him. I don't know. I didn't think he wasn't good.
yeah,
He was there for a reason. He got the decision over my uncle for a reason.
yeah, yeah.
Even though we felt like he didn't win, but
Right.
yeah, he was there for a reason. So I didn't take him lightly, but
Yeah,
like I said, I was just expecting a different fight.
yeah,
Different fight. I knew he was gonna run, but like I said, I thought he was gonna try to fight me a little more,
yeah,
try to
yeah,
win the fight. But yeah, it is what it is, man. He was slippery, so
yeah,
I had to be careful. I had to be careful. I couldn't commit, like I said, to a full
yeah.
combo and get countered or look silly.
For sure, for sure. And that's definitely, like I said, with you being still so young, 21, all that is adding to your toolbox.
Yeah, exactly.
That experience of him being slippery, him, doing things that you kind of, not that you weren't expecting, but things that he did well that was like, okay, cool. All that's knowledge that you're packing away. So then when the time comes where you're in it with somebody similar, it's like, okay,
Yeah, I got
I
this.
got this. I
Yeah,
got this.
exactly.
I got this. Good
Exactly.
deal.
And I feel like I in the Javier Molina fight it was kind of similar.
Yeah.
He was moving, and I feel like I was kind of just rushing in,
Hmm.
rushing in, trying to pressure, pressure,
Hmm.
pressure. And I don't feel like I looked good that fight. I feel like I was too much of a pressure fighter, and that's why people would think I'm just a pressure fighter. So I took that from that fight, and
Hmm.
now for this fight, I didn't look like desperate for a knockout. I didn't
Hmm.
look like I had to knock him out. I was just, my own pace, jab, jab, um, picking my shots a little more.
Hmm.
In that fight, I was just throwing, see what I can catch him with.
Right.
So that already is growth. It's growth for me, So
Mhm.
we're just gonna keep growing.
Yeah. And then what you said about people thinking you're a pressure for, I think it's a little bit hard because you're tall, you're long.
Yeah,
Nobody's just gonna come in there,
try to fight.
come in your house and try to fight.
Yeah,
Obviously, they're trying to find a way in
yeah,
as you're using your jab. So it's gonna look like you're applying pressure. It's not, like you don't apply the same pressure as, say, for example, let me give it Madonna.
yeah. No,
That's a
exactly.
whole different style of, like, you're a I wouldn't even call you a pressure. You're a boxer. You're a good
Yeah,
boxer. You're a counter puncher. But like
yeah,
as far as pressure goes, I think it's just people are seeing, when they see you in the ring, you're just so much bigger and longer than these guys. And
yeah.
when you're stepping to him, it looks like, he's a pressure fighter. But it's just you working,
I'm
you
working.
working.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
uh, that's just I guess another thing that people have to find out about you is that you have so many different wrinkles. I've been following you for years. I've seen you spar. I've seen you work, bro.
Yeah,
They'll find out. They'll find out soon
yeah.
enough. Just, as long as you continue doing what you're doing, and you'll get the opportunity to. Oh, this dude is cerebral. You know what I'm saying?
Of
So
course, yeah. That's always been my mentality.
yeah.
Just
Hmm.
keep working, no matter nothing. Just keep working. It is what it is. At
Yeah.
the end of the day,
Yeah.
we're gonna be in here working. Like you said, I think I have a lot of skills that the fans haven't seen
Yeah.
or the boxing critics, but I'll show them. And
Oh yeah.
we're just gonna stay ready. We're gonna stay
Oh, for
ready. We're
sure.
gonna and I think that's one key point for us. We're always ready.
Hmm.
Fight comes. We're not. Oh, he looked in shape. This last fight, we'll see how he comes in this fight.
Always. Always.
We're always in shape. We always work hard. We never cut corners, and we never talk shit about him. So it's always like we're always doing our thing.
Hmm.
And I heard in an interview say it's the like we're like the fighters. We're like dream fighters for the fans, because everybody's, oh, he talks shit, oh, he brags, oh, this. So we're like the dream fighters for all the fans, but yet people, aren't following us. So like I said, it's just a matter of time before everybody
Yeah, yeah.
starts.
Patience.
Yeah, it's just
Patience.
a matter of time. And as long as we keep working hard, they won't be able to deny us. So that's the plan. Keep working
Yeah,
and working hard.
I'm already knowing. I'm already
Yeah.
knowing. Now, I know you fought in May. When do you? I remember listening to a podcast and you said you wanted to fight 3 times this year.
3 times. So yeah, that'd be one more time. If we can squeeze one more
Squeeze
in,
one more.
that'd be
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
But I mean, the training camps are hard.
yeah. Oh
So
yeah,
the training camps are
yeah.
hard. The fights are hard.
Mhm.
So it all depends. It all depends how my next fight leads up, how this training camp. Everything depends.
Yeah.
Negotiations, all that. Um, but as of right now, I don't know, man. I'm looking in August, late August,
Oh,
early
August. Okay.
September.
Okay.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
What's your what's your take on the landscape of your division? You got undisputed Charlo. You got Castagna, who that was a tough battle. Fundora, he got a lot of momentum. Lubin, he'll probably be out for a minute from his he got he's recovering from that fight. Um, you got Tim Zoo, who looks like he's going to be fighting Charlo next. It's looking like it's going
Yeah.
in that direction. What is your take on those top guys, those people that you want to see as future opponents? What is your opinion on them? And then where how soon you think it'll be your time?
Those are all great fighters, in my opinion, and those
Hmm.
are all fights that I think are going to be entertaining. And
Yeah.
those are all the fights that are going to bring out all those wrinkles that you mentioned
Hmm.
in my arsenal. But I think it's coming. I think it's
Hmm.
coming. I think 3 more fights down the line.
Hmm.
We're gonna let them beat each other up first, and then we'll come in and
Yeah, come and get at them.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of mandatories. There's a lot of stuff like that. We'll
yeah,
let them take care of all of that. And it's
yeah.
kind of hard when you only got one champion. When you got only one guy holding all the belts.
Hmm.
He can't defend them all at one time. So you gotta
Yeah.
go.
Everybody got to wait in
Yeah,
line.
everybody gotta wait. And so yeah, we're just gonna take our time. We're gonna keep learning. I feel like we're doing the right thing right now. We're not
Yeah,
fighting just opponents that I'm gonna go in there and knock out in 2 or 3 rounds.
yeah, yeah,
So in some occasions, people even think it's a 50-50.
yeah, yeah.
He might win, he might lose. So I think that's good. I think that's good for me. I think that's the way to go. That's the way to learn. Because you start fighting these guys you can knock out just like that, and there's no motivation.
No
You
motivation.
don't
Yeah,
grow.
yeah.
You don't grow like that. With the way we're doing it, we're going to training camps motivated.
Hmm.
We get the best sparring partners. We make sure we're ready, and that makes us grow
Hmm.
as a person, as a fighter, as an athlete. So that's really important for me, and that's the way we're gonna keep going.
Hmm.
Um, and once that time comes, I'll be more than ready because of that,
For
because we
sure.
took our
Yeah,
time, because we fought the right people, and I think we'll find the perfect people. In my last fight, Vladimir Hernandez, pressure fighter.
yeah.
This last fight, a mover. So it's never,
Hmm.
oh, he can only beat pressure fighter, so
Exactly.
throw him in there
Yeah.
with the pressure fighter.
Exactly.
No, I mean I can beat a pressure fighter and a mover. So
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
that's the perfect scenario.
But you know who's been on my? Yeah, I know when you were at 47, the two names were Ennis and
And it's
Virgil. Those are
yeah.
my two. Like, hey, that's gonna be the ones. If you stayed at 147. Now they're at 54. I think I don't know where's Jared Hurd been. He's still ranked top five.
At 154.
Yes, I know there was some buzz about him going to 160, but it's nothing was
Nothing
official
yet.
yet. Knock that man out, bro. If
Except
that
for
if that because he ain't he's still like on that where he's still Ring Magazine still got him top five,
yeah,
and he hasn't. I think his last fight was a loss.
he lost
So
to Arias.
yeah, he lost
So
to Arias.
be
So
better fight Arias.
that's what I'm saying. But I think Arias wants Tony Harrison.
He
He's hunting
lost to
Harrison.
Arias.
So like Jared is like the guy that's kind of like he's still there, but he's like nobody's really talking about him. I think that would be a good
That'd be a good fight for
yeah,
me.
that'd be a good fight for you. Like you get him out of there. That's
That's big, yeah.
that'd be big. But that's just me. Who am
Yeah,
I?
yeah.
I'm just talking. I'm just
No,
talking.
those are good names, and I always mention that former world champions, guys that have been there, guys that
Hmm.
that have had that belt.
Hmm.
that work the way up, that know the way. Those are important fighters for me. You know, those are the guys that are gonna teach me stuff
Yeah,
that I need to know for when that moment comes and
yeah,
I'm fighting for a world championship. So those are all good names, man. Tony
mhm,
Harrison, Hurd, all those guys,
yeah,
and
yeah.
eventually, man, eventually
Eventually,
it's gonna happen.
eventually. Who do you think? I know I think he's younger than you are. He's at 54, but he fights on Top Rank. Xander Zayas. What you
Yeah,
think about him? Not as an opponent, but just as a fighter. You know,
he's
just
he's good.
yeah,
I haven't seen him with anybody like, oh, it's a 50-50
yeah. I think
fight.
he's still like 12-0, something like. He's
Yeah,
still starting out, but I like him. I like him a lot as a at
yeah,
54. He reminds me a little bit of you as far as like work ethic. He just works, works,
yeah,
works,
yeah,
works, and he has like the like he has the crowd pleasing style, and
yeah.
he can mix it up. He can bang a little bit. He kind of. I'm not saying that that's a good fight for you because your level and his this totally different. He got 12 fights and he still has to work his way up the ladder. But
That's a fight in the future.
yeah,
That's one of those
hmm
Mexico's
Puerto
Puerto
Rican,
Rico fight.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that's gonna eventually. And all these
yeah,
guys. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of future now. Like Virgil Ortiz and Jerome Ennis, they're not gonna last too long at 147.
yeah. They're big boys,
They're
man.
big. They're
They're
gonna
big.
outgrow it. So
Yeah.
we'll be waiting for them at 154.
Whew.
Yeah,
That's my dream fight, man. One is Crawford's,
yeah,
everybody's dream fight or whatever. But that Virgil and you, bruh. Bruh,
yeah.
that's gonna be a fight, boy. That's gonna be
It's a
a
very good
fight.
fight. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
It'll
Good
be a good
deal.
fight.
Good deal. Good deal. I'm trying to think. I think I ran out of questions. Yeah, I ran out. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. But um, thank you, man,
Nah,
for
thank
taking the
you.
time to talk to me, man. I like after your fights getting into your head a little bit, seeing what you see. I'm on the outside looking in,
Yeah,
but I like getting that deep intel from you on like what you seeing. I appreciate your hard work. I
nah,
look up
thank
to
you.
you, even though I'm older than you. I
Nah,
look up to you, bro. Just keep doing what you're doing, bro. We're gonna keep this train moving. I'm gonna
yes,
continue
sir.
to tell people about you, like your last fight, even the last few fights. I've been telling people, hey, this kid he's the one. He's the
Yeah,
one. So I'm gonna keep that train going, bro. You keep working hard, bro. And I'm gonna talk to you in the near future, bro. I
thank you, bro.
appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.